The Kushanas. The Kushanas were also called as the Yuchis, Yuechis, the Yuchis or the Tushans or the Tocharians or Tushans or Yuchis or the Kushanas. Okay, they are the nomadic tribes of North Central Asia. They are the nomadic tribes of North Central Asia, and they had very big kingdom among all the foreigners. Okay, the most powerful of the foreign kings, stretching from river Oxus to river Oxus to river Ganga, from Khorasan to in Central Asia to Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh. So they belong to the Yuchi tribe. Because of them, the Great Wall of China was constructed. And then the Kushanas were a branch of the Yuchi tribes లో ఒక branch who were principally responsible for conquering the Bactrians ని conquer చేశారు, and they expelled the Shakas from the Bactrian borderland towards the south. Shakas ని south పంపించేశారు. So in the early part of the 2nd century BC, the Yuchis were living in Kanau and Nilgis to the west of the Huanghe river ఉండేవాళ్ళు వీళ్ళు Yuchis. Okay, they were defeated by the Chinese king Huang Niu about 170 BC, and then they were driven from their home. ఆ తర్వాత 2 ఇంపార్టెంట్ కింగ్స్ అనేది డెవలప్ అయ్యారనమాట వాళ్ళలో నుంచి. సో అది ఇట్ ఈస్ ఈవెన్ గివెన్ ఆ 2 కింగ్స్ వచ్చి కుజల. The first Tushan king in India was Kujala Kada. It was Kujala Cadphises. He was Kujala Cadphises, and the second Tushan king in India was Vima, Wima, Vima Cadphises. So వీళ్ళిద్దరి గురించి ఇట్ ఈస్ ఈవెన్ రికార్డెడ్ ఇన్ ద హ్యాన్ డైనాసిటీ రికార్డ్స్ ఆఫ్ చైనా. సో వాళ్ళ పేర్లు వేరేగా రాసున్నారు అక్కడ. క్యూంగ్ స్ట్యూ కియో అండ్ ఎన్ కావ్ చెన్ అని చెప్పి రాసున్నారు. సో ద క్యాపిటల్ ఆఫ్ Kushanas was, first capital was Purushapura in that is Peshawar, and the second capital is Magadha. The second capital of there was Magadha. Then after the Kujala Cadphises వచ్చి after some years he became Vasudeva, and Vima Cadphises he embraced Shaivism, and Vima Cadphises he minted large amount of gold coins called the Vima Cadphises minted large amount of gold coins called the dinars, which had Maheshwara on one side, on the head side, and the Shaiva symbol. Shaiva religion ఉంది కదా, Shaiva religion యొక్క symbol on the other side. So Vima Cadphises he took the title of Maheshwara and Parameshwara, and he was also referred to as Maharajadi Raja. And his statue అనేది it was discovered in the Devakula at a ఒక మఠంలో దొరికింది. దేవకుల మఠంలో 9 miles away from మథురాలో ఇతని స్టాచ్యూ కూడా దొరికింది. అండ్ హీ అనెక్స్ ది తక్షశిల అండ్ పంజాబ్ని అనెక్స్ చేశారు. హీ వాస్ Shaiva. He minted a large amount of gold and copper coins. His empire laid between the Greek and the great empires of Chinese and Roman. అతనికి వెస్ట్ సైడ్ వచ్చి రోమన్ ఎంపైర్ ఉంది, రైట్ సైడ్ వచ్చి చైనీస్ ఎంపైర్ ఉంది. Cadphises ఎక్స్టెండెడ్. దెన్ కుషనాస్లో 2 successive dynasties ఉన్నాయి. సో one dynasty was this Cadphises అనమాట. ది అదర్ వన్ వాస్ Kanishka. Okay, Kushanas extended their power over the upper India and the lower Indus. And then Kanishka is one of the most important popular Kushana king. తర్వాత ఏమైందంటే Kushana king and his era started from 78 AD, and it was called as Shaka era. He succeeded in 78 AD and he founded the Shaka era. So Kushana is greatest of all the foreign rulers of India. And ఉన్న ఫారిన్ రూలర్స్ అందరిలో కనిష్క is the greatest, and he embraced Buddhism. He embraced the Vima Cadphises. He embraced Shaivism. Kanishka embraced Buddhism, and on his coins Buddha was given the human form. కనిష్క ప్రింట్ చేసిన గోల్డ్ కాయిన్స్లో బుద్ధ వాజ్ గివెన్ ది హ్యూమన్ ఫామ్. ఓకే, ద టైటిల్స్ ఆఫ్ కనిష్క వేర్ దేవపుత్ర అండ్ కైజర్ and he was called as Raja and he was called as second Ashoka. Kanishka was called as second Ashoka. Then he was called as Kaiser gadamma Caesar anta. Sorry, he was called as Caesar, means emperor, and he was called as Maharajadi Raja and Maharaja. Maharajadi Raja, Raja, Devaputra, second Ashoka and Caesar were the titles of Kanishka. With him it started the Shaka era 78 AD. Kanishka issued Sui Vihara inscription. Sui Vihara ante Buddhist Viharas adi. Sui Vihara inscription was issued by Kanishka. During his time, the fourth Buddhist council was organized at Kundalavana in 78th AD. Kundalavana, and the Sarnath Buddhist image also. Inscription also was dated in that, was Sarnath Buddhist image inscription also was there. The gold and copper coins issued by him bear the figure of the king, usually shown standing and sacrificing an altars, and the deity's legend is Shaunano, Shao, Kaneshki, Koshano. ఆ లెజెండ్ పైన ఏం డేటీస్ లెజెండ్ ఉంటుందంట అతని కాయిన్స్ పైన. సో లెజెండ్ ఏంటంటే షావో కనేష్కి కొషానో. Then the coins indicate direct contact. The Kushana coins, Kanishka coins indicate that they have a direct contact with the Roman Empire, and their weighing system, that weight system, seems to have affinities with the Roman dinars. So వాళ్ళు రోమన్ దినార్స్ తీసుకున్నారని చెప్పాము. దే హ్యావ్ అఫినిటీస్ విత్ ద రోమన్ దినార్స్, అండ్ దే ఆల్సో అడాప్టెడ్ ది గ్రీక్ కాయిన్ డామినేషన్. They also adapted the Greek coin denomination called as ద్రాచ్మా అనే గ్రీక్ కాయిన్ డినామినేషన్ని కూడా వీళ్ళు అలవాటు చేసుకున్నారు ఆన్ సిల్వర్ కాయిన్స్. అడాప్టెడ్ ద సిల్వర్ కాయిన్స్ ఆన్ ద బేసిస్ ఆఫ్ ది సిల్వర్ కాయిన్స్ని వీళ్ళు మింట్ చేశారనమాట. గోల్డ్ కాయిన్స్ పైనేమో దినార్స్, సిల్వర్ కాయిన్స్ మీదేమో గ్రీక్ కాయిన్ డినామినేషన్ ద్రాచ్మాని యూస్ చేసుకున్నారు. ఫస్ట్ రోమన్, దెన్ గ్రీక్ అనమాట. దెన్ about the administration of Kanishka, he strengthened the idea of divine origin of kingship. Ni strengthen చేశారనమాట ఈయన. Then he introduced the satrap system and military governorship. అంటే మిలిటరీ జనరల్స్ గవర్న్ చేసేవాళ్ళు. అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటివ్ సిస్టమ్ వచ్చి మిలిటరీ గవర్నర్షిప్, and he introduced the satrap system, and he commissioned a great Buddha statue in Pakistan. And పంచియాంగు అనే బుక్లో ఏం రాసిందంటే కనిష్క ఇస్ డిఫీటెడ్ ఇన్ ద హ్యాండ్స్ ఆఫ్ చైనీస్ కమాండర్ ఇన్ చీఫ్ అని చెప్పి రాశారు. దెన్ గాంధార ఆర్ట్ Banyan statue which is in Afghanistan. In this statue Buddha is seen as the Gandhara art lo there is a Banyan statue in Afghanistan. So in this statue Buddha is seen as a savior of the world and has Abhaya Mudra. He has the Abhaya Mudra in this Gandhara art in Banyan statue. So during Kushanas only the Mathura school of art had flourished. In his coins and inscriptions Kanishka used the Bactrian language. Indo-Greek Bactrian language ni use chesadu. In his coins and inscriptions Kanishka used the Bactrian language use chesadu. Then what about the socio-economic features of the Kushanas? So they got assimilated into Indian tradition. Very good. They got assimilated into the Indian tradition. The Kushana rulers worshipped both Shiva and Buddha. Several Kushana rulers, they worshipped Vishnu also. Kanishka, he convened the fourth Buddhist council in Kundalavana in 78 AD and he became a great patron of Mahayana Buddhism and the Mathura school of art. It is an indigenous art which is developed in Mathura, Sarnath and Kaushambi. It is an indigenous art which is developed in Mathura, Sarnath and Kaushambi. The materials used were spotted red stone. The materials that they used for this Mathura school of art are spotted red stone. So it covers Buddhism, Jainism and Brahmanism is represented in the Mathura school of art. Then Jaina images and Buddha's images are the masterpieces of this art. It also has secular elements and secular elements kuda unnai. What are the art and culture of the Kushanas? Then use of burnt bricks for the flooring. With the burnt bricks they laid the floorings and they used tiles for both the floorings and the roofs. Burnt bricks were used for the floorings and the tiles were used for both the floors and the roofs. And construction of the brick wells. Brick తో కట్టిన wells కట్టారనమాట వాళ్ళు, bricked wells. Then they had used, Kushanas used the red ware as utensils. That is, they were plain and they were polished. They were plain and polished. The red ware was used by Kushanas and they used some sprinklers. మనము పన్నీర్ చల్లుతాంగా స్ప్రింక్లర్స్ అండ్ ది స్పౌటెడ్ వెజల్స్, ఛానల్స్. స్పౌటెడ్ ఛానల్స్ అంటే కెటల్కి సైడ్లో స్పౌటెడ్ ఛానల్ వస్తుంది కదా, అది దే యూస్ స్ప్రింక్లర్స్ అండ్ స్పౌటెడ్ ఛానల్స్. And they introduced, this is very important one, into fashion what the reform they got was, they introduced the turbans on the head and the tunics and the trousers and heavy long coat and heavy long coats were introduced by the Kushanas. And the technology which they introduced were, they introduced better cavalry and the use of horse riding was also improved by the Kushanas. They cavalry improve చేశారు. They introduced better cavalry and the use of the riding horse and they made common the use of the reins అంటే హార్స్ కి ఒక లాంగ్ లెదర్ థ్రెడ్ లాగా ఉంటుంది కదా, which is tied to the horse on its nose, that is the rein. And the saddle is the thing which is put on the back of the horse for a person to sit. And also they introduced the toe stirrup made up of rope to facilitate the movement while riding the horse. Made up of rope to facilitate the movement. So reins ni, toe stirrups ni, saddles ni, then cavalry ni improve చేశారు, use of riding of the horse, all this they improved. And then fashion improve చేశారు. They introduced the cap and helmet and boots also for the horse. They introduced the cap or the helmet and boots also for horse riding. Then and the literature, there were three important scholars in the court of Kanishka. They were Vasumitra, who wrote Mahavibhasha Shastra. Vasumitra was the first one who wrote Mahavibhasha Shastra. Second, it was Ashwagosha. He was the first author of the first drama in India. Ashwagosha was the author of first drama in India and he wrote Buddha Charita, Sundaranandana, Sauri Putra Parakrama, Parakrama కాదు, ప్రకరణ, Sauri Putra Prakarana and Vajrasuchi. Sauri Putra Prakarana, Sundaranandana, Vajrasuchi and Buddha Charita were written by Ashwagosha, the first author of the drama. Then all these 4 books written by Ashwagosha were written in Sanskrit language and they were Buddhist books. And the third scholar was Charaka, who wrote Charaka Samhita. Charaka wrote Charaka Samhita. Vasumitra, Ashwagosha and Charaka. Then Avadhanas also were written. What were compositions of Mahayana Buddhism? Avadhanas, what were the compositions of the Mahayana Buddhism, were also written in the period of Kanishka. So some other important things were Vasumitra, the author of Mahavibhasha Shastra. It is a commentary on the Pitakas. That is, it is encyclopedia of Buddhism. So ఈ మహావిభాషా శాస్త్ర వచ్చి ఇట్ ఈస్ అ commentary or dictionary of Pitakas. Commentary of the Pitakas, that is encyclopedia. It is an encyclopedia of Buddhism. And Vasumitra was also the president of the 4th Buddhist Council in Kanishka's time. And Ashwagosha, he was the first dramatist of India and he was the vice president of the 4th Buddhist Council. He was the vice president of the 4th Buddhist Council and he wrote Buddha Charita. Buddha Charita is not the drama. Sundaravadana is the drama. Sundaravadana, Vajrasuchi, Sauriputra Prakarana, and Mahavichiya, and Sutra Alankara, which was authored by Asanga. And another important literature which was written was Sutra Alankara, which was written by Asanga. And Sauriputra Prakarana also was a drama which was written by a disciple of Buddha. So Sundaravadana is also a drama. Sauriputra Prakarana is also a drama written by a disciple of Buddha. And Charaka is a doctor. Charaka, and he authored Charaka Samhita. It mentions about the Bharadwaja. This Charaka Samhita mentions about Bharadwaja and Ayurveda in his book. Bharadwaja and Ayurveda in his book, he mentions it. Next comes the Shungas now. Shungas from 185 to 75 BC. The Gargi Samhita, the Mahabhashya of Patanjali, the Divyavadana, the Malavikagnimitra of Kalidasa, and Harshacharita of Banabhatta furnish many details about the Shungas. What are the literary sources where Shungas are mentioned? Gargi, అంటే గార్గి రాసిన సంహిత ఏమో, గార్గి సంహిత. ఓకే, మహాభాష్య ఆఫ్ పతంజలి రాసిన మహాభాష్య, అండ్ దివ్యవదన which is Tibetan Buddhist record, and Malavikagnimitra which was written by Kalidasa. Mahabhashya of Patanjali, Malavikagnimitra of Kalidasa, and the Gargi Samhita, and Harsha Charita which was written by Banabhatta. All this mention about the Sungas. The later Sunga history is brightened by the inscriptions from Ayodhya Vidisa, that is modern Bilsa. Ayodhya Vidisa అనే ప్లేస్ నుంచి it is brightened by the inscription from Ayodhya Vidisa అనే ప్లేస్ నుంచి ఉన్న ఇన్స్క్రిప్షన్లో later Sunga history is also mentioned. And Barhut and the coins found in Kaushambi, the modern Kosham, Ayodhya, Ahichitra, and the Mathura, all these have the later histories of the inscription of Ayodhya Vidisa, Barhut, the coins found in Kaushambi, Ayodhya, Ahichitra, and Mathura. All these have got the information, or they record about the later Sungas. Okay, the founder of the Shunga dynasty was Pushyamitra Shunga, who patronized the Vedic religion. Pushyamitra Shunga, he patronized the Vedic religion. The capital of Pushyamitra Shunga is Vidisha. The capital of Pushyamitra Shunga is Vidisha. Pushyamitra Shunga, he killed the last Mauryan emperor, that is Brihadatta అని చంపేశాడు. Then he belonged to the Bharadwaja family or Brahmanas. Pushyamitra Shunga, he was a Brahmana. He was a Brahmana. He belonged to the Bharadwaja family or Brahmanas. Then he faced successfully the Bactrian attack, and he protected Aryabhatta. According to Gargi Samhita. Gargi Samhitalo ఏం చెప్పారు? He successfully faced the Bactrians attack, and he protected Aryabhatta అని చెప్పి గార్గి సంహితలో చెప్పారు పుష్యమిత్ర శుంగ. He performed many sacrifices according to మహాభాష్య అనేది ఎవరు రాశారు? పతంజలి రాశారు. According to Mahabhashya, he performed many sacrifices, and it was done in the quest of Digvijaya. That's what he said. He performed 2 Ashwamedhas at Ayodhya. The priest was Patanjali. He performed many sacrifices. He performed 2 Ashwamedha yagas at Ayodhya, and the priest was Patanjali, who wrote Mahabhashya on grammar. Mahabhashya was written on grammar. Then he also defeated the Yavanas. Yavanas are Indo-Greeks. He defeated Yavanas twice. Pushyamitra Shunga, he defeated Yavanas twice. Then according to Ayodhya inscription of Dhanadeva, according to Ayodhya description of Dhanadeva, Pushyamitra is credited with the పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ ఆఫ్ 2 హార్స్ సాక్రిఫైసెస్, దట్ ఈస్ అశ్వమేధ యాగ. ఇది ఎక్కడ రాస్తుంది? ఇన్ అయోధ్యలో చేశారు 2 అశ్వమేధ యాగాస్. సో అయోధ్య ఇన్స్క్రిప్షన్స్ ఆఫ్ ధనదేవలో దిస్ ఇస్ రిటర్న్. అయోధ్య ఇన్స్క్రిప్షన్ ధనదేవ రాసింది. Then according to Divyavadana, the Tibet Buddhist book, Pushyamitra Shunga, he destroyed all the 84,000 Ashokan pillars. According to, and it has been told that he destroyed 84,000 pillars, 84,000 stupas built by Ashoka. Stupas built by Ashoka, but the archaeological remains indicate that the famous Barhut stupa was built during the rule of Shungas. But the famous Barhut అనే ప్లేస్లో ఉన్న Barhut stupa was built during the rule of Shunga. The archaeological sources says that. So then another information is the Bhavishya Purana. Some other sources of where Shungas are mentioned are Puranas. ఇది అన్ని చరిత్రలు చెప్పారు కదా, ఎవరైనా రాశారు. పురాణాస్లో కూడా ఇట్ ఈస్ మెన్షన్ అబౌట్ శుంగాస్. భవిష్య పురాణ టెల్స్ about the revival of the Brahmanical sacrifices, by the Shungas and massacre of Buddhists. And Buddhists ni massacre చేశారా? Revival of the Brahmanical sacrifices by the Shungas and the massacre of the Buddhists. That is it was written in Bhavishya Purana. Then Ashoka Vadana account of, it is an account of Divyavadana. It also provides extent of Shunga empire గురించి అశోక వదనాలో రాస్తున్నారు. అశోక వదన which is an account of Divyavadana. It also provides the extent ఎంతవరకు ఉంది శుంగా ఎంపైర్ అని అశోక వదనాలో ఉందన్నమాట. దెన్ మాలవిక అగ్నిమిత్ర ఆఫ్ కాళిదాస మెన్షన్స్ అబౌట్ ది శుంగాస్. ద హీరో ఆఫ్ ద ప్లే ఇస్ అగ్నిమిత్ర, హూ ఇస్ సన్ ఆఫ్ ది పుష్యమిత్ర. మాలవిక and అగ్నిమిత్ర ఆఫ్ కాళిదాస. It is the hero of the play is Agnimitra, son of Pushyamitra. It says that their rule extended up to Narmada river. It says that their rule extended up to Narmada river. It extended up to Narmada river. And the inscriptions of the Bodh Gaya temple in Bodh Gaya show that Shungas supported Buddhism. The inscriptions in the Bodh Gaya temple shows that they have supported Buddhism. Then the Barhut stupa was built during the rule of the Shungas. Archaeological remains say that. And the hero, then Dhanadeva Ayodhya inscription. The Ayodhya inscription which was written by Dhanadeva says that Shungas also controlled Ayodhya. Dhanadeva who had written the Ayodhya inscription says that he had made 2 Ashwamedha yagas at Ayodhya and he had controlled Ayodhya. Then Yavana Rajya inscription. Yavana Rajya ante Indo-Greeks. Yavana Rajya inscription also called as Maghera inscription says that Shungas never ruled over Mathura. The Yavana inscription, but they say that he had defeated the Yavanas twice అని చెప్పారు. But the Yavana Rajya inscription also called as Maghera inscription says that Shungas never ruled over Mathura. So these were the inscriptions. Then about their political structure, they ruled around 187 BC to 78 BC. 185 to 75, 187 to 78 BC. It's the same but in number of years. The dynasty was established by Pushyamitra Shunga with the capital at Vidisha. Ikkademo with the capital Patliputra. They ruled Bihar, Bengal and Uttar Pradesh and northern Madhya Pradesh. And the primary achievement of the Shungas, especially Pushyamitra Shunga, was to prevent further disintegration of the Mauryan Empire and to check the penetration of the Greeks in India. So political sense lo what he was doing is I don't know what this is because rendu books lono Vidisha ane icharu. Their capital Vidisha అని చెప్పారు. Then they ruled over Bihar, Bengal, అదే సేమ్ ఆ పాట్లిపుత్ర ఏరియానే, ఉత్తర్ ప్రదేశ్ అండ్ నార్దర్న్ మధ్యప్రదేశ్. ద మెయిన్ ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ ఆఫ్ పుష్యమిత్ర శుంగా was to prevent further disintegration of that Mauryan empire and to keep a check for the on the penetration of the Greeks into India. వాళ్ళని గ్రీక్స్ ఇండియాకి రానికుండా చేయాలి. మౌర్యన్ ఎంపైర్ ఎంత పెద్దదైతే ఉందో దాన్ని ఇంకా డిసింటెగ్రేట్ కానికుండా చేయాలన్నమాట. సో వన్ బిగ్ ఇన్వేషన్ ఆఫ్ ద గ్రీక్స్ was by Demetrius, but it was repulsed by Vasumitra, who was son of Agnimitra. One big invasion of the Greeks was done by Demetrius. ఇందాక ఫస్ట్ చదివాం కదా డెమెత్రియస్ వచ్చాడనేసి. సో బట్ it was repulsed by Vasumitra, who was son of Agnimitra. Some historians argue that Kalinga king Karavela, he defeated Pushyamitra Shunga. Karavela was the Chedi king, that is Kalinga king. He defeated Pushyamitra Shunga, but others argue that Kalavera is not at all a contemporary of Pushyamitra Shunga. Some say that Karavela has defeated Pushyamitra Shunga, but others say that he was not at all a contemporary. The last ruler of the dynasty, Devabhuti, was killed by Vasudeva, and he established Kanva dynasty in Magadha. Kanva, the last ruler of this dynasty. So now we are going to read about Agnimitra. Agnimitra is son of Pushyamitra Shunga. Vasumitra fought against the Greeks. Let us finish about the kings first. Next, after Pushyamitra Shunga is his son Agnimitra. Son of Pushyamitra Shunga. He succeeded in 148 BC, and his descriptions are found in Kalidasa's his description, how he atanu ela untadu enti atani description, it is present in Malavika Agnimitra. In this he has been referred as Raja. The same is given here also. And after Agnimitra, it is Sujeshta. He succeeded Agnimitra. He ruled for 7 years. After Sujeshta, it was Sumitra అని ఇస్తున్నారు. దీంతో ఏమో భాగభద్ర అని ఇచ్చారు. Sumitra, he was succeeded by Sumitra. Just a minute. Okay, ఇక్కడ ఇచ్చున్నారు. Pushyamitra Shunga followed the Vedic, he revived the Vedic religion. He followed the Bhagavata religion. During his age, the Bhagavata religion also was found. Bhagavata religion ni kanukunar. Bhagavatism was formed during the Shunga region time, and he revived the Vedic region. Asal first indak cheppinattu the Patliputra was their capital, but he shifted the capital to Vidisha. Okay, who did all this? Pushyamitra Shunga. The chief priest of the Shunga was Patanjali, who performed the 2 Ashwamedha yagas. Mahavibhashya was written by Patanjali, the great grammar, and this book is a great commentary on the Ashtadhyayi. It is a great commentary. Mahabhashya anedi Mahabhashya is on grammar ani ikkada cheppunar. Mahabhashya is a commentary on Ashtadhyayi written Panini's Ashtadhyayi. Mahabhashya is a great commentary on Panini's Ashtadhyayi. Panini anedi, he is the first grammarian in India. So Panini rasna Ashtadhyayi would be on grammar. So Mahabhashya is about the great, it is a commentary on the Panini's Ashtadhyayi. So Mahabhashya is a book on grammar. So correct. So Panini is the first grammarian in India who lived in 5th century BC, and his book is on Sanskrit grammar. Next, Agnimitra, his second king of Shunga dynasty, is son of Pushyamitra Shunga. He is the hero of Kalidasa's Malavika Agnimitra. Malavika Agnimitra is a drama. Malavika is the queen. Then after that it is Bhagabhadra, he is the 6th king of the dynasty. Yeah, ఆ మధ్యలో ఎవరు ఉన్నారంటే Sumitra. After Agnimitra it is Sujeshta. After Sujeshta it is Sumitra. After Sumitra it is Vajramitra, and after Vajramitra Agnimitra, Sujeshta, Sumitra, Vajramitra. Sumitra, he was, according to Banabhatta, he was murdered by Muladeva, and Muladeva found a new independent principality called Koshala. Okay, Sumitra was murdered by Muladeva. He formed an important independent kingdom of Kosala. After Sumitra came Vajramitra. Vajramitra is succeeded in 123 BC, and although there is a controversy regarding it, it has also been said that the Andraka succeeded Sumitra. Okay, ఆ తర్వాత వచ్చిన అతను Bhagabhadra. The coins of Bhagabhadra were found in Karimnagar, AP. Coins of Bhagabhadra, the 6th king of Shungas, it was found in Karimnagar in AP, and he visited. His court was visited by the Greek ambassador Heliodorus. Greek ambassador Heliodorus, Helio, Heliodorus. It tells about the Basanagar pillar inscription. Basanagar అంటే బాసానగర్ పిల్లర్ ఇన్స్క్రిప్షన్ విచ్ ఇస్ ఇన్ మధ్యప్రదేశ్ tells us that his court, Bhagabadra's court was visited by the Greek ambassador Heliodorus, who was a Heliodorus, who was the Greek ambassador was sent to the court of King Bhagabhadra by Antiochus, who was an Indo-Greek king of Takshila. So he is known for building a pillar called the Kamba Baba. He is known for building a pillar called Bhagabhadra, Kamb Baba or Heliodorus pillar. Atanu which still exists in Vidisha, India, near Bhopal, India. అదే చెప్తున్నారు. ఆ పిల్లర్ పేరు గ్రీక్ అంబాసిడర్ హెలియోడోరస్. ఆ హెలియోడోరస్ పిల్లరే ఒకటి ఉందంట. అండ్ దట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో కాల్డ్ ఎస్ కమ్ బాబా విచ్ ఈస్ స్టిల్ ఎగ్జిస్ట్ ఇన్ విదిషా నియర్ భోపాల్, ఇండియా. The pillar was surmounted by a sculpture of Garuda Pakshi and was apparently dedicated by Heliodorus to god Vasudeva in front of the temple of Vasudeva. ఒక వాసుదేవ టెంపుల్ ఉందంట. ఆ వాసుదేవ టెంపుల్ ముందు ఈ పిల్లర్ పెట్టారు. ఆ పిల్లర్ పైన హెలియోడోరస్ పిల్లర్, హెలియోడోరస్ పిల్లర్ అతనే పెట్టాడంటే హెలియోడోరస్. దాని మీద ఒక గరుడ పక్షి ఉంది. అండ్ హీ హాస్ డెడికేటెడ్ దట్ పిల్లర్ టు గాడ్ వాసుదేవ in front of that Vasudeva temple. After Bhagabhadra, it is Devabhuti. Devabhuti was assassinated by Vasudeva Kanva, the next Kanva ruler. So he was assassinated by his commander-in-chief Vasudeva Kanva, who is also a Brahmin. The Shungas were replaced by the Kanvas. The last ruler of the Kanva dynasty is Susharma. According to the Puranas, one of the king of Andhra invaded Patliputra and killed Susharma, but the name is unknown. Devabhuti gurinchi there is nothing important. He was assassinated by his commander-in-chief Vasudeva Kanva, who was also a Brahmin, to establish the Kanva dynasty. Okay, now so and we have also seen that some historians say Karavela, the Chedi dynasty king or the Kalinga king Karavela, he tried to he defeated Pushyamitra Shunga, but it's not true. Devabhuti was defeated by Vasudeva Kanva, who established the Kanva dynasty in Magadha. Then administration of Shungas, they followed the administrative traditions of the Mauryans. They wanted to be like Mauryans, so they followed the administrative traditions of the Mauryans. Then the social features of the Shungas were a lot of controversies were there about the religious policies of the Shungas, particularly the founder Pushyamitra Shunga. The religious policies have lot of controversies. So it was argued that they were intolerant towards the Buddhist. They say that they were intolerant towards the Buddhist. The Shungas revived Brahmanism, but not so intolerant towards the other religions. They revived Brahmanism, but they were not so intolerant towards the other religions. And during their time, the Bhagavatism also had flourished. Then Pushyamitra Shunga, he erected the Barhut Stupa. So అదే చెప్తున్నారు. So it was at his time that the Barhut Stupa was erected, Pushyamitra Shunga. So they revived the caste system and the social norms based on Varna order got strengthened. The again sacrifices ఇవన్నీ renew చేశారనమాట. The caste system was renewed. The social norms and the social rules based on the Varna system they got strengthened. Social rules based on the Varna system, the caste system, again it was strengthened. Then what are the economic features? The Shreni Dharma, a professional code of conduct became the basis of the social order. శ్రేణి ధర్మ అంటే ప్రొఫెషనల్ కోడ్ ఆఫ్ కాండక్ట్ అంటే అది శ్రేణి ధర్మ అంటే శ్రేణీస్ అంటే గిల్డ్స్ కదా. సో శ్రేణి ధర్మ అంటే ప్రొఫెషనల్ కోడ్ ఆఫ్ కాండక్ట్. ఇట్ బికేమ్ ద బేసిస్ ఆఫ్ ది సోషల్ ఆర్డర్. ద గిల్డ్స్ played an important socio-economic and religious role. The Shrenis or the guilds, they played a very important, the Vaishyas or the organizations of the traders, they played a very important socio-economic and religious role. Guilds, the Shreni Dharma professional code of conduct, became the basis of social order. Then gold coins and silver coins were also issued in the Shunga time. Gold coins and silver coins were issued. Then religions of the Shungas were Brahmanism was the dominant religion. Buddhism was also present, but it did not get any royal patronage as much as before. Then art and architecture of the Shungas, they focused mainly on the decorations of the stone railings and gateways of the stupas, that is Sanchi Stupa and the Barhut Stupa and Mahabodhi temple. And then they flourished mainly on the decorations of the gateways and the stone gateways pine ఉన్న stone railings ఉంటాయి కదా, decorations of the gateways of the stupas and the stone railings which are present all around, stone railings and the gateways of the stupas of Sanchi, Barhut and the Mahabodhi temple in Bodh Gaya, Mahabodhi temple. Okay, the Mathura school of art had flourished during this period. Mathura school of art was started by the Shungas అంతకుముందు వచ్చిన వాళ్ళు Kanishkas, Kushanas. Mathura school of art was started by the Kushanas, and Mathura school of art again it flourished during the Shungas period also. The human depictions of this period were so realistic. Human depictions of this period were so realistic, and the above examples give that they are not antagonist to Buddhism. So the above examples say that they are not antagonist to the Buddhism. Then the literature, they used Sanskrit language which were used by Brahmins. They used the Sanskrit language and a variant of the Brahmi script as the royal language. రాయడానికి స్క్రిప్ట్ ఏది యూజ్ చేశారు, సాంస్క్రిట్ లాంగ్వేజ్ వాజ్ యూజ్ టు రైట్, అండ్ అ వేరియంట్ ఆఫ్ ది బ్రాహ్మీ లాంగ్వేజ్ ఉంది కదా, ఆ వేరియంట్ ఆఫ్ బ్రాహ్మీ లాంగ్వేజ్ వాజ్ యూజ్డ్ యాజ్ ది రాయల్ కోర్ట్ లాంగ్వేజ్. Then it is argued that the famous Kalidasa's play Malvika Agnimitra was composed during this period, and the Manusmriti which was compiled in the later period composed during this period. Manusmritis అనేది చేత్తో రాసిన బుక్స్ అనమాట. దే వర్ కంపైల్డ్ ఇన్ ద లేటర్ పీరియడ్ అని చెప్పి చెప్పారనమాట, composed during this period. Okay, then comes the Kanva dynasty. The Kanvas, in 73rd BC, Devabhuti, 73rd BC, Devabhuti, the last ruler of the Shunga dynasty, was murdered by his minister Vasudeva Kanva, who usurped the throne and founded the Kanva dynasty. Then he shifted the capital from Vidisha again to Patliputra. He shifted the capital from Vidisha to Patliputra again. Then the dynasty was confined to that Magadha region only. The dynasty was confined to the Magadha region only. After Vasudeva Kanva, it was Bhumiputra, and after Bhumiputra, it was Narayana, and the last ruler of the Kanva dynasty was Susharma. Susharma is believed to be defeated by the Shatavahana king, and from here onwards, the prominence of the Magadha started declining. The Magadha, Susharma was defeated by a Shatavahana king, and from here onwards the prominence of the Magadha started declining. The king of Andhra was killed Susharma and captured the Patliputra. Probably the Shatavahana king might have been Pulamavi I. So he might have been the Pulamavi I. And then comes the Chedi dynasty. Chedi dynasty after the Mauryas, the Chedi dynasty అంటే అశోక అయిపోయిన తర్వాత వాళ్ళు డిక్లైన్ అయిన తర్వాత కళింగ అనేది again it had become disintegrated కదా. So the Chedi dynasty emerged in the Kalinga region. So that is modern Orissa. The capital city of the dynasty was Sisupalgarh. Sisupalgarh was the capital region. Then Sisupalgarh was the capital region of the Chedi dynasty. The important ruler of this dynasty was Karavela. This Karavela, he embraced and he patronized Jainism. So this dynasty, Mahameghavarma dynasty, was started by Meghavarma. Okay, leave about that. The important ruler of the Chedi dynasty was Karavela. He patronized Jainism, and the Hathi Gumfa inscription gives us a reference of his victories. The Hathi Gumfa inscription gives us the information, gives us the reference to the victories of Karavela, and then we'll just read few points about Kalidasa. Kalidasa, Asti, Kumara Sambhavam starts with Asti Uttarasyam Dishi. अस्ति उत्तरस्यं दिशि कुमारसम्भवम्. Then Kaschit, Meghdut starts with Kaschit Kanta. Kaschit Kanta. Kaschit Asti, Kaschit, and Vag. Raghuvamsham starts with uh, Vagartavi. Vagartavi. So Kumarasambhavam, Meghdootam, Raghuvamsham, Kumarasambhavam, Meghdootam, Raghuvamsham, Malavikagnimitram. Then works of Kalidasa, Malavikagnimitram. Agnimitra is its hero. It gives an account of Rajasuya Yajna of Pushyamitra Shunga, father of Agnimitra. Abhignya Shakuntalam, Vikram Urvasiyam. Then Raghuvamsham. Raghuvamsham is a Sanskrit epic poem that is 19 sargas, long narration of the genealogy of Lord Rama. Raghuvamsham of genealogy of Lord Rama, beginning with the king Dilip up to Agnivarna. Then Kumara Sambhavam. Then Ritu Samhara is considered to be the earliest work of Kalidasa. Meghdootam. Ritu Samharam is the earliest work of Kalidasa. Then Kalidasa's style was imitated by a Ceylon king Kumaradasa. Kalidasa was imitated by Ceylon king Kumaradasa, who has written Janaki Harana. Then Acharya Nagarjuna wrote books on Buddhist philosophy. He constructed Prakara to Amaravati Stupa. He constructed the Prakaram to the Amaravati Stupa. Then he wrote many books on Buddhist philosophy. Probably he constructed the Shaila Mandapas at Nagarjuna Konda. అమరావతి స్తూపాలో వచ్చి ప్రకారం కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేశాడు. నాగార్జున కొండలో వచ్చి శైల మండపాలు ఉన్నాయి కదా, శైల మండపాస్ వర్ కన్స్ట్రక్టెడ్ బై ఆచార్య నాగార్జున at నాగార్జున కొండ. దెన్ హీ వాస్ ఛాంపియన్ ఆఫ్ మహాయాన బుద్ధిజం. హీ ప్రొపౌండెడ్ మాధ్యమిక మార్గ మహాయాన బుద్ధిజం. దెన్ లంకావతార సూత్ర విధి talks about Acharya Nagarjuna. Lankavatara Sutra Vidhi talks about Acharya Nagarjuna. He also established University of Nagarjuna Konda on his name. University of Nagarjuna Konda is established on the name of Nagarjuna, Acharya Nagarjuna. Nagarjuna's works, he authorized 24 works. Then Suhruleka, it is a letter written to Yagnashri Shatakarni. Suhruleka anedi, it is a letter to Yagnashri Shatakarni written by Acharya Nagarjuna. It is on his visit to India, mentioned every student by hearted this letter. It seems on the visit to India, it mentioned that every student by hearted this letter, that is Suhruleka. Leka ante letter, Suhruleka, letter written to Yagnashri Shatakarni. And Madhyamika Shastra was written by him, and Buddha Marga Alankara was written by him. Madhyamika Shastra, Buddha Marga Alankara, Madhyamika, he followed the Madhyamika path. Madhyamika Shastra, Buddha Marga Alankara. And Ratnavali, it mentions about administration, Ratnavali. Then it mentions about Shreyo Raja. Nagarjuna also talks about chemical compositions. That is why it is called as Rasa Ratnakara. And then he also talks about chemical compositions. So that is why it is called as Rasa Ratnakara or Ratnavali, Rasa Ratnakara. Then Mula Madhyamika Shastra, Sutta Samyuchaya, Mula Madhyamika Shastra, Sutta Samuchaya, Prajna Paramita Shastra, literary meaning a boundary to the knowledge. Prajna Mitra Paramata Shastra. Prajna Mitra Paramata Shastra, literary meaning boundary of the knowledge. Nagarjuna propounded Madhyamika Marga, base book of Mahayanism. Then titles of Nagarjuna: Indian Einstein, Indian Martin Luther, Madhyamika Vada Pravakta, Gatikaraka Vada Pravakta. He is called the second Buddha. Indian Einstein, Martin Luther, Madhyamika Vada Pravakta, Gatikarata Vada Pravakta. Then Acharya Nagarjuna's Sunyavada is related to Jagadguru Shankaracharya's Madhyavada. Acharya Nagarjuna's Sunyavada is related to Jagadguru Shankaracharya's Mayavada. Shunyavada, Mayavada. Shunyavada of Acharya Nagarjuna is related to Jagadguru Shankaracharya's Mayavada. Ananatha, and he is also called as Chandramukhanatha, Dharmananda, Ananatha, Chandramukhanatha, Dharmananda.